Hey guys, Mark Wolf here again. This is a demo of my second module, which is Tools and Middleware. And our assignment for this module was to use a third-party library, use some middleware, and create a cool game or demo with it. Specifically, this has been built in OpenFrameworks, which is a C++ toolkit, something I've done in a previous degree and have enjoyed, so I've gone back to it. The middleware libraries themselves are Box2D, specifically ofxBox2D, which is an OpenFrameworks wrapper for the 2D physics library, and something called ofxGUI, or ofxUI, I think it is. And that's a simple menu building library for OpenFrameworks again. So two different libraries I've included in this. I spoke briefly about this in my last video, but the frame rate is going to suffer a bit because I'm using the QuickTime screen recorder, and on Mountain Lion it is really bad for some reason. It was really good on Snow Leopard. They messed something up there. But I have a free upgrade to Mavericks, so if I can do this again in Mavericks and it's a lot smoother, then I'll re-upload this video with a lot better frame rate. But I'll just get on with it. So it's a pretty simple scene I've gone for here. I've got a wrecking ball on the left. I've got a tower of crates on the right, and I think you can guess what's going to happen. I've got a menu. I'll go through that briefly before I do the demo. So the menu, which is just toggled with the M key, lets you create new towers of these crate objects, which I've created. So you can set a width, which is basically how many crates wide it is along the bottom. I draw it a bit taller, just so you're able to hit it with the wrecking ball a bit better. So you can create a new tower after you've smashed this one down, which I'll do in a minute. Controls are pretty simple. As I said, M toggles the menu on and off. W and S can change the length of the wrecking ball. So you can have a longer swing or a shorter swing. And then the A key actually applies a force to the wrecking ball, which is a Box2D circle. Actually I should go through it. So all these crates, I've created a class called crate, and basically what that is a Box2D rectangle, which I've drawn an image over the top of with OpenFrameworks. And the image rotates based on the rotation of the Box2D object, so it looks pretty cool. I've got this crane arm here, which is, I'll just close the menu, which is basically an anchor, which is up here, which you can't see because I'm not drawing it. A Box2D rectangle again, which I've set as an anchor. I've got a circle, a Box2D circle down here, which I've drawn over with this wrecking ball image. And then I've got a joint, which is combining the two together, which is acting as the chain for the wrecking ball. All of the artwork, including all of that, the boxes, the background, everything, I did myself in Photoshop. I sort of like doing that, just doing my own artwork. One of the perks being I can upload this to YouTube and not get done for copyright infringement, and I can put advertising on it because I'm a partner. So that's always handy. So I'll go through a demonstration. Again, the frame rate's probably going to be pretty abysmal because of the screen recorder, but I can promise this runs really, really smooth when I'm not screen recording. So I'm going to hold down A, which swings back the wrecking ball, which hits the ceiling, which is pretty funny. So obviously I've released A at this point, and then the wrecking ball goes towards the crates and smashes them. Really bad frame rate, I do apologize. Again, I can't apologize enough. So basically what you've seen there is the crate swings. The circle, which makes up the wrecking ball, has a mass which is a lot greater than the one I've given to the boxes when I've set up their physics, so it's a lot stronger and sort of smashes them, sends them flying. And also, I think you may have heard, it depends how good the speakers are outputting, because I'm just recording from this microphone. Every time the wrecking ball hits one of the crates, it makes a noise of a wrecking ball hitting a box, which I got from freesounds.org, freesound.org even, which is a pretty cool website, royalty-free sounds and stuff like that. So the reason I did that, I did initially have all of the individual boxes making a noise when they collided with each other or with the wrecking ball or with the floor. And what that basically did was give me a huge headache because it created so much noise, all of these different boxes hitting each other. And if one box hit the other box, both boxes would make a noise, and it was sort of headache inducing. So I reduced it down to just the wrecking ball making a noise when it hits something. So I'll show a demonstration of resetting the tower. So let's say we want a tower of one of the caveats of using this UI library is that the sliders use float values, and obviously I can't have 0.7 of a crate object. So basically it rounds it down. So 3.7 width, when I click new tower, will actually just do a 3 wide tower. But I mean, that's something very basic. As you notice, it also stops the wrecking ball swinging, because obviously you don't want to create a new tower and have it immediately smashed into by the wrecking ball. So again, I hold down A, which throws the wrecking ball back. Because I've got a shorter length, that force is actually making it hit the ceiling, which is quite funny. And then again, smashes into all the crates, sends them flying. One of the things you may realise, so I'll just create a new tower of 2. Depending on the width you give to the tower, it rescales the size of the image and of the box2D object itself. This is because I don't really want sort of huge. If you create a bigger tower, if I had the initial size of the image, it would take up the whole screen pretty much. So basically, the bigger the tower, the smaller the crate objects are themselves. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You can spawn new towers in at will. I have them sort of form a tower, which is a bit random. So you'll see there are some gaps, and sometimes like this, the boxes fall by themselves, which I think is pretty funny. I added that in deliberately just so it's not a uniform tower each time, which makes it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more random every time you run it. And again, you can sort of lower the crane arm for more, so you can sort of hit lower into the tower, or you can raise the wrecking ball chain so it hits higher up into the tower. Just give a bit of variation there with what the user can do. Again, runs a hell of a lot more smoother when I'm not screen recording. I can't say that enough. Really sad that the QuickTime screen recorder just isn't as good on Mountain Lion. But that's it, basically. That describes sort of everything. One of the coolest things about this menu is you do have the ability to save the options every single time you change something. I've decided against that because I wanted to sort of have just a uniform width every time you run the program, but you do have the option to save the settings. So if you wanted to spawn a tower with 7 width every time, it's just a couple of lines of code which do that. So that's one of the cool things. But yeah, that's my demo. Hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.